So in this video we're going to be reviewing ArtiStick. This is by Pebeo and it's a thick peelable water-based glass paint. Same sort of stuff as gallery glass if you've used that in the past. This is the outliner and these are the four colours I bought to review. Now you can get the colours in this size and you can get the outliner in that size, but I've chosen to do it this way round. These are 75ml and this is 500ml, an awful lot of outliner in there. Okay, well let's start with the outliner. And as I've purchased a large bottle, I'm going to be doing my normal trick of using a piping bag to work with it. Now obviously if you've purchased this size of outliner, you may well want to use it straight out of the tube. I don't like doing that. I prefer using a piping bag, whatever type of outlining I'm doing. So there's the bag. I'm going to give the outliner a quick shake. Now I have already had a go with this outliner. And one of the things I've found is it's just a tad runnier than other outliners I've used. That's not necessarily a horrendous thing, but it does take a little bit of getting used to. Yes, I'm going to get outliner on my fingers. I put some far too near the top there, so let me just wipe that. Otherwise I'm going to have outliner on everything. Clean my fingers a little bit. Now I'll just do a test bit. I'm not sure how thick this is going to come out. Now, obviously that isn't enough, so I'm going to cut off a little bit of my piping bag there. Test amount, as you see, it comes out quite quick. Normal process: lift, pull, down, lift, pull. This is a soft peelable outliner, but it's okay to use in other work if you want, as well as if you use it with a solvent based glass paint or a flowing water base. Those will seal it onto the glass or whatever other surface you are using. It's only peelable when you're using it with peelable glass paint. It's going to take me a little bit of getting used to, I think, basically because of the speed at which it flows. There we are, I think you can get the idea. As normal with outlining, if you make any mistakes, don't worry about it, let it dry, cut them out, go back and touch it up again. So I shall stop there, because I don't want to watch loads of outlining. This is a fine outliner. I just find it flows, oops, little air bubble there. It flows a little bit more than I'm used to. And therefore it's going to take me a little while to get used to using it. We'll leave that to dry. In the meantime, I shall put what I haven't used back in the bottle. You can see the top will just come off the bottle there. Let's make sure it's down before I open it up. And just squeeze the unused stuff back into the bottle. Don't want to waste it. I'll be in there ready for another day. Okay, So, good old blue pizza fashion. Here's some I did earlier. If you're wondering why I'm doing the letters, it's for a different video. So come back for more of that in a couple of weeks' time. As you can see, it's dried nicely. I don't know if you can catch that, but it's actually quite a nice glossy finish to the paint. I hope the gold and silver will like that as well, so that'll be really good. So now we can move on to the paints. Now basically you can use the paints straight out of the tube. Hopefully it hasn't blocked up now. Now this is the red and it does look a little bit pink, but it will look redder when it's dried. Be fairly generous with this one. Again, like the outliner, it flows slightly more than I'm used to with a thick peelable glass paint. Now that's great because it's going to dry quite smooth, but you would get away with using less paint because it will flow and cover, but you don't want to use too little paint, otherwise it's going to be quite thin when it's dried. Yeah, I know I want that one in red as well. So you're going to check in a minute that it got right up to the outline. Now you want to make sure there's no gaps, and say be quite generous with the amount of paint you use. If you've got any gaps, I can just lift this up hopefully. I'm going to just put it against my light a second, and I can see there's a gap down there. I'll just use my paintbrush, move a bit of the paint around. Sorry I'm taking that out of your vision, but so just hold it up to the light a bit so I can see where there are any gaps. I'm actually going to put a little bit more paint down there. You can get a sort of blend with this paint as well if you want. Again, plenty of paint on there. I have had a slight issue with the tops. They don't always seem to want to go on. Well, they are. Went on fine. But that hasn't happened all the time. It looks as though that one has clogged up a little, so hold on a second. I shall just get a pin and free that up. Right, so just got a little pin there. Whoops, got a hair on the work. Let's take that off. I'm just using the pin to unclog that, hopefully. Let's see if it comes out now. There we go. A couple of air bubbles there. Now if you go over the side, I'll just push that over the side for a sec. If you happen to do that, don't fret about it. Just get your paintbrush and scoop it back in again. There we go. And so I want to blend, so we'll just blend it in the middle there. red coming down, yellow going up. We'll see how that dries. Again, just hold it up to the light a second. Check there are no gaps in that, which there aren't. I shall now leave that to dry and see how it turns out. Tops back on the glass, on the paints. And let's move that to the side. Now here are some bits I did earlier. You can see I've done some other letters and I've done a bit of a dragon there as well. Hopefully the focus will get that okay. And you can see in here I've got some light blends. It dries to a really nice colour, and I don't know if you can see there, but nicely transparent as well. I will tell you one trick I've done here and in the letters here and here. I've added a clear. I didn't have clear in the right brand, so I just used a homemade clear I did a few weeks ago, and that's so when you do peel it off, it can be slightly difficult the first time. That was okay, but it holds its shape better if you've got a clear in there as well. So I'm hoping, so it can be difficult to peel off just the first time. There we go, and there's the G, and again, you probably can't see because it's clear, but there is a clear glass paint, glass glue, whatever you want to call it, in there. Same with the H. And it just makes things sturdier to have this clear in there. But hopefully you can see quite a few bubbles in that one, but this has dried to a really nice bright colours, and quite transparent. It's a lot smoother than other thick glass paints I've used previously. So I'm actually really chuffed with this. Now this could be a game and a half. Be careful not to let it fold back on itself because it can get a bit stuck, but I don't know if you can see, I have put clear there. I'll put that on a window or something in a minute and take a picture and you can see what it's like. On the whole, these paints, well recommended. Use plenty of the paint and be careful of the outliner. It does come out pretty quick. It's quite a flowing outliner, although you will notice it has retained its shape. You might see better on here. With some outliners they like splay out, especially if they're runny, but this one hasn't. This has retained its shape. It's nice and glossy. I say very nice, bright, transparent colours. I'm going to look forward to using some more of these. So, I will recommend this paint. It's very nice. Give it a go and see what you think. If you don't want to use this outliner, it will work with any other peelable outliner, so gallery glass outliner, etc. It will work with that as well. But I'm going to persevere with the outliner to go with it, as it was very good value. Give it a go. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching.